Noninkables. Hello and welcome to Noninkables. We are on episode number 38. It's kind of a, I would say, like slow week because there were no more set champs. We just got back from DLC. Everyone's kind of focusing on set 10, Whispers in the Well, and also what I've been working on. Last week we had a podcast episode and also the review with Tyler. I posted it, I think, on Friday, where he goes over his streamed match from DLC Milwaukee, and it is Blue Steel versus Circle of Dogs. So if you haven't checked that out, I would take a look because I feel like every time I go over matches with Tyler, I learn a lot. And I feel like I've learned more about playing that Blue Steel deck after the DLC, and it might have been helpful before the DLC. But that's on me. What else? Let's see. So this weekend is Whispers in the Well release, which I'm excited about. I have pre-ordered, so I'm getting a case from DVY. I try to get a case from them because I love that store. They're just so nice. And like the vibes are always good there. Also, sometimes when we play there on Friday nights, they're doing their whatnot thing, which I actually haven't looked into, but Judy was like, you should do this because we opened so many packs. But I guess it's like you bid on specific colors or like rarity or something, and then they open stuff, and so sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's not, so it's like gambling basically. And I was like, that'd be great, but I want to keep all the cards is the problem. And so I feel like because when they're doing their whatnot, it's like club music a little bit and like the vibes are good. So I have a case there, and then I also did order a case from somebody else, although still waiting to hear back from that person, as the same person that I ordered that D23 set of cards from, and it took like, I don't know, 6 months to finally get them, although they were all graded. It was like a whole snafu, and after that I was like, I'm not ordering any more from this person. And then I was like, oh, but it's such a good deal, so I did order. But if this falls through, I'm probably never going to order from that person again, and I will be blasting them on the podcast channel just to make other people aware. But hopefully it doesn't, and it'll be fine. And then I also have pre-ordered some online. I got very excited at the DLC, and I was like shopping online and found Double Infinity, who I order from a lot, and they had like boxes for like $110 a box, so I ordered a bunch from them, but that doesn't ship until after the big box release. Oh, I also got an email yesterday that Barnes & Noble will no longer be giving you like their, like your trading card stuff doesn't qualify for their 10% benefit thing, where before it was like basically 10% back in like Barnes & Noble rewards money. And now I'm like, oh, maybe I just don't need to renew that membership since I can't use it anymore. Just kind of a bummer. Although I feel like our Barnes & Noble, our local one at least, hasn't had, like they don't have the current set of Lorcana. They always have like one set older. So actually I haven't bought that much Lorcana from them. I bought a lot from them, I think, when it was set 4. I think set 4 through set 6. Yeah. And then if you guys watched the podcast last week, look, my scar is so much better. Anyways, from my stupid injury. And then I have been working a bunch on all the different foil playmats. And so I did make a version for the champion mat from this past at the Maleficent. So we didn't win any, specifically me and Brian, right? But it's this mat, right? And so let me show you how crazy my foiling looks. And so like every color is a different layer. Ooh, and now that I'm like doing it with just the color, I'm missing a layer because I guess I did just champ and then got bored. I couldn't get it to focus. Focus? Okay, I'll just hold it back here. But this is, I'm going to do it like I'm a makeup person. Come on. That's kind of like what it looks like. And then I just print all the different foils on their own. Oh, so this is like the Jasmine mat, which I think is going to look amazing. So for reference, I did use like the reference photo because usually I take a photo of the mat because it gives me higher pixel definition. But since that wasn't available, the Jasmine mat, right? And then when you take it away, the parts that are going to be foiled, it's going to look so, oh my gosh, dramatic. Going to look so good. And then I also did one for the Mickey Mouse, which I think will also look really good. You can't really tell on here because it's like not showing up, but it's going to be, as always, very intricate and very exciting. I'm also working on one for the convention mat. This was, I think, the 2023 convention mat, but the one I got is from 2025 because it's a Chinese one. And so it's going to look, this one, the convention mats are always insane. So it's going to look like this is the amount of foiling that's going to be on it. It's going to be so crazy. I'm so excited to do this one. And then I've still been like dragging my feet on this Cinderella one from this past set. Let me see if I can do it without all my marks. So this mat, because all the like little sparkles are individual, and then when you're cutting them on the Cricut, like it's just very annoying and very difficult for the Cricut to cut. So I have like two versions I'm gonna make. I'm gonna test out. So I'm gonna test out a version where like each sparkle is its own little individual dot, which I probably am gonna only make one of because I feel like it's gonna be very annoying. And then I'm working on one where it's like the whole swirl is like one piece, and then I'll just use a foil that's more transparent and like glittery. So I think that one will actually probably look better. Those are the ones. Oh no, I have more that I'm working on. I'm also working on a Mickey Mouse Steamboat Pilot one. And then I bought two mats off Etsy that I decided I wanted to foil. And so one of them is this Esmeralda, where she's like not on fire, but like in the song that Frollo sings. It's like super creepy. Hellfire. And then the other one I'm doing is this one, which is based on the Visions card. I feel like I've been playing blue for a couple sets now. And so those are the foil mats that I'm working on. Oh, and I'm still working on this one. It's such like a long, arduous process that I bought off the Next List shop, the K-pop Demon Hunters one. Eventually, I'll get to these eventually, I swear. Oh, and also, oh my gosh, I have so many that I'm working on and just need to do. I just need more time. A Diablo one for Brian, because, you know, he loves green. I hate green. It's so evil. But anyways, those are the foil mats I'm working on. Oh, what else did I get? They released the Lorcana puzzles, the glimmers. So I bought all those, and then I'm going to figure out how to make, I'm going to have to clean off our desk. The place we normally film, because it does have like a whole rig set up for like a top-down view. And then I'm going to do like maybe a time-lapse video of doing the puzzles. So let me show you the process. This one is amber. It's got, I think, so that's what's at 3, is it 4? That's at 1. It's at 1. And Kanto's what's at 5. So it's got people up to, I guess, at 5. This is Bianca the singer. So that's amber. And then I have to get like frames for all these. I don't know where I'm going to hang these. Maybe in my daughter's room. We'll start influence her with Lorcana at Disney so she can beat that 10-year-old who got a golden Mickey, and she'll be the youngest. I don't know. She needs to learn how to not throw dice on the ground first. Okay, this one is the amethyst one. Elsa's in the middle, as she should be, and it's got like Belle, who we play a lot. Second Star to the right, Monstro, Yzma. This card's like my favorite. Nobody ever plays it. And then I think this is the just-in-time song because it looks, yeah, it's definitely that. I was like, what's purple? It's Maui. So that's the amethyst one. And then we have, look at that. It's got that cool Jasmine. Got the pretty Belle. Got the Muses. I love that movie. And then we have Ruby. Be in focus, please. I hide my face. There we go. Better. Still not quite in focus. Okay, that's much better. Stylish Surfer. Remember when she was a thing in red purple? We got Maleficent Dragon, Aladdin, Heroic Outlaw that nobody plays anymore. Yep. Yeah, that's red. And then we've got blue. Near and dear to my heart, since now apparently I'm a blue player. Hades. The Goat. Aurora. That card, somebody played 2 of those and that was super annoying. Tamatoa. Who else is on here? Audrey McDonald. I think that's her name. Nobody plays her. And then last but not least, Steel. We got Mickey Mouse Sorcerer right here. Who else? Ariel Sonic Warrior. Got Simba, Hercules. So yeah, those are the puzzles. So gonna figure out how to do a time lapse and record that. I think that'll be interesting. Oh yeah, okay. So this past week after DLC, I've been playing a lot online. First, I was like, oh, I understand this blue steel set 9 deck now. So then I played a lot of best of 3 for Fabled. so that I could get up to the master tier. Because I'd gotten to the master tier and then I fell because I kept losing. And so to be master tier, you have to have like, I think 100 wins, and then you have to have, your MMR has to be at least like 1400. So then once I got to like 1400, I played like a couple more games and then I was like, okay, I'm going to stop. I think currently my MMR on that is like 14, let's see, it's 1496. And I was afraid to play anymore because I was like, what if I play more and then I drop again? So that's in best of 3, and then best of 1, I also got myself to the master tier, 1446, and then I stopped. And then I was playing a bunch of Infinity because I had so much fun playing Infinity at the DLC. But like nobody ever queues for Infinity. And so it was just like really long wait times. But it was so fun because I feel like every game in Infinity, it feels like fresh because you see these cards that you haven't seen and you forget about. So like I'll play against like green. I'm like, oh yeah, Ursula 3, Diablo. I forgot about that. And then I'll play against like purple and they'll play like goat. And I was like, oh, I gotta watch out for goat bounce. That's a thing. And then I'll play against like red and I'll forget about Maui, hero to all. And so it's like a fun, oh yeah, that card exists kind of experience. I was playing that for a little bit and then I was like, no, I should really focus on this new set because if I want to do well in competitions, I should stop getting distracted by the things that have already passed and just work on new stuff. So I've been playing a lot in the Whispers in the Well queue, and it's been interesting. I've taken a bunch of notes. I'll put maybe like a little screenshot of my notes. But basically, every time I play, I'll write down like the name of the person I'm playing, if I was on the play or the draw, and then what color combination they played, and then little notes, just like interesting notes at this point. Normally, when it's later in the season, I'll write notes like to remind myself, like, hey, don't forget about this card or something in this matchup. But right now, I feel like it's just learning what other people are playing. So I've played against a lot of green-blue, and it feels like how it always feels when I play against green-blue, which is annoying. I feel like green-blue decks, I don't know what it is. Like I feel like they just ignore you, and then they just do their own thing. And then when their deck pops off, it pops off. And sometimes it just like drags on. And it's just annoying when they like Clarabelle, they get a bunch of cards, and then they bend to your will, and you're like, all right, I have no cards, whatever. And then in the beginning, I kept forgetting about this Mean, Nasty, and Scary, the Rapunzel song that puts a damage on everybody. And then the Prince Philip, that banishes all damaged characters. So that Prince Philip I'm very familiar with since we played Chief Bogo deck like 2 sets back, maybe 3 sets back now. And then I kept forgetting that was a combo, and I just kept getting my board wiped. And after that happened for like the 3rd time, I finally remembered. And I'm just like, okay, I can't go that wide. I have to like keep characters in hand because they might play that. But it's kind of hard because with like green blue, you're like, oh, if I keep characters in hand, they could play Basil and then just make me discard my hand, or they could play Blunt Your Will. So it's a catch-22 either way. And then let's see, I played against a bunch of purple steel. And then if you look at the, like, they do stats for the online thing. And according to the stats, like, purple steel is supposed to be pretty good into all the other decks. And I feel like maybe I was just playing not good purple steel players. I would say right now I'm probably like 50-50 overall, but in the beginning I lost a lot. And now I'm doing much better against purple steel. So I think maybe, 1, I figured out how to play against purple steel. And 2, I was making a lot of dumb mistakes in the beginning because I didn't really know any of the new cards. And I feel like every game I was just like hovering over the card being like, what does that card do? Let's see. I played a blue steel mirror and they were playing like a Robin Hood package, which I love because I just like that shift Robin Hood, but there's not a great shift target anymore. So, oh, I also played against a blue-green that played the Hero Hamada that gives all your Floodborn characters, if they were shifted, it gives them ward and evasive. And so they shifted the hero, and then I had like nothing, nothing I could do because it has ward, so I can't attack it with any of my steel stuff. And then it had evasive, and I didn't have a Jasmine. And so it's like, okay, I guess I just lose. And then I played against a Blurble deck, and I forgot that Monstro was a card, so I didn't play around that. I've been doing pretty good into Amber Steel, surprisingly, like on the play and on the draw, which is pretty good. Oh, I had another game where it was very close against Green Blue because the opponent got a ton of Hades, and then I also forgot about Prince Philip again. And then what else? Let's see. Oh, and then there's that Rapunzel card that gives support care. It's like your characters that have support don't take any damage if they were supposed to deal damage, like, until the start of your next turn. But, like, the card was in French on the game, and so I was like, what does this card do? And I, like, attacked it, and I was like, oh, it doesn't, like, what? Nothing happened. My character just died for nothing. And then, what else? Oh, I still failed to be able to count, and, like, just went quest all, even though he had lethal on board, and even though I had in hand, I had, like, a ton of characters on board, and in hand I had, he hurled a lightning bolt, like a baby Zeus, along came Zeus, and then a strength, which would have hit for, like, 7, and so could have totally, like, stopped his being lethal, because the only warded character was Prince Philip, and I think he was at 16, so even if he shifted Prince Philip, it would have been fine, but I couldn't count, and then I tried to undo, and they declined my undo, which, I don't know, I feel like in best of one, I always allow people to undo their turn, because it's like, it's best of one, and, like, right now we're still in pre-release, so everyone's just still testing, and so who cares? But I know not everyone feels that way, but it's kind of like a bummer. And I've also seen a bunch of red purple, and then some of them have, like, the headless horseman that lets you banish a character with 2 strength and below, which was a new card for me, because I was like, what does this card do? And then, of course, like, all the boost characters, all the whispers, I guess they're called. So it's been a week of very interesting games, just because I don't know all the cards. I didn't really pay attention during release, because I was like, no, I need to grind DLC. I'm just gonna grind. So I didn't pay attention at all. And now, like, I'm like, oh, okay. What is this card? What does this card do? How much does it cost to boost? Can they boost multiple times? I gotta read up on the rules for that. And then, in terms of the deck that I'm playing, I'm still playing Blue Steel, because I figure it was good last set, and just add some new cards to it. So I'm trying out that, like, Cinderella, partly because it ramps and Blue Steel wants to ramp, but also because she can sing the He Hurled His Thunderbolt, and also because her enchanted is really pretty. Although I think it's going to be very hard to get enchanted this set. Like, last set, it wasn't until literally day 2 of DLC Milwaukee before we completed our playset of Enchanted Hades. Unfortunately, it was, like, after Tyler's stream, so it got added to his deck after. But yeah, I feel like the Enchanteds are just insane. I still haven't seen, like, up close an iconic card, the Mickey or the Minnie. Partly, well, I think they had them at the vendors, but I was so, like, focused. I was like, I need to get my Hades and I need to get my Belle, that I didn't, like, ask to see the iconic. Also, there's, like, a ton of people. I got nervous. And also, I'm like, why am I going to look at it? I'm not going to spend $1,000 on a card. And I think my focus has changed a little bit. So before, I was trying to complete every enchanted from every set. And I think I was pretty successful until the end of, I feel like set 6 was the last one I did that for. And now it's kind of like whatever we pull plus whatever is playable. Because now I feel like our focus is more on max raritying our decks. Although I feel like this set's going to be real hard, because there's actually, like, playable enchanteds. It's not like the set when we had, like, the wall enchanted and everyone was like, great. I think I pulled 3 of those enchanteds, 2 English and 1 French, back pre-tariffs when I used to buy cards from Canada to get French cards. And yeah, it was like, oh, great. This is, like, worse than a legendary. And so now I think we just mainly focus on buying the cards that we can play. But I don't know. Maybe I'll eventually inherit some, I don't know. I was like, maybe I'll inherit some money and then I can buy all the enchanteds I want. But I don't think that's going to happen, because who am I going to inherit this money from? My family is in China through the Communist Revolution. We have no access. So, yeah. So this weekend, there are a couple pre-releases going on. So I know King Kong is doing one on Thursday, although I think it's sold out. It's Pack Rush, and it's like a midnight release, which I think we did that with DVY a few sets ago, and turns out, like, I'm really tired at midnight, which is weird because I work night shift. I should be totally, like, not tired, but I don't know. I remember going and being like, I'm exhausted. I also, like, don't really want to play Pack Rush. I'd rather play Sealed. So we're not going to the King Kong one, also because it's sold out. I think Friday night Games of Berkeley is doing one, but it's like $45 for Sealed. And I'm cheap. I say I'm cheap as I buy Enchanted. I want a good deal, is what it is. And I feel like Games of Berkeley, because it's in Berkeley, it's, like, harder to park. And so I have to pay for parking. So we're probably not going to go to that one. Saturday, I found one at Games of Brentwood that's like an afternoon at like 1 p.m. And then I think DVY is maybe going to do something Saturday night, which I was like totally on board for. And then I checked my schedule and I was like, I'm working Saturday night. So I'm trying to like get rid of that shift or switch it with somebody because I want to go play Seal. And then Sunday, oh, I think I saw one maybe Friday night also for Fanimage. Although they usually do it Sunday. I have to check to see when people are doing their thing. So we'll probably go to like 1 or 2 sealed for pre-release. I'll get my case and open that up. Maybe record a video. I do need to record like more shorts for the shorts on this channel because I have run out. I probably have more videos somewhere stashed, but they're like old. So I don't think anyone wants to see shorts of Inkland still. And so I'll just wait till Whispers. And then we can start playing with real cards instead of the proxies that we printed. Because Brian did print a bunch of proxies, and so we'll probably play with that maybe later today to practice. And I'm not quite sure what deck I'm going to play. Okay, so in my testing, I, of course, played Blue Steel, right? Which felt mostly familiar, although a little awkward. I was trying out Harlan's Sweet deck, 246, and then I tried out a Amber Steel deck, and turns out I still hate playing Amber Steel. I think part of it is just like everything I play, I'm like, they're just babies. I can't attack anything. And then I just try to turn sideways, but like I didn't win. Is how I feel when I play Amber Steel. And then I tried playing some Purple Steel, and it still felt like very fair, which Purple Steel always feels like. And I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like I tried last set to play Purple Steel for like a set champs, and it was very fair, and I feel like you like make a mistake and then it just snowballs and it's tough. And then I played some green purple. I tried like the artifacts deck for green purple, and I do not know how to play green purple, turns out. I was just very confused the whole time. And then of course I tried red steel because I try red steel every set, and I have to report I don't think it's good. Let me see. I played 2 games of red steel. I won one. It was against Blue Steel Detectives, and then I lost the other, which was against Red Blue. Both times I was on the play, and like even playing the deck, I was like, I can feel that this is not a good deck, and I want it to be, but it's not. And then let's see. So mostly I've just been playing Blue Steel, and then I feel like I've seen a lot of combos online. I've played against Yellow Blue. I've played against, or I guess Amber Sapphire. I've played against Amber Steel. I played against Red Blue. Red Purple is back. Red Purple with like Maui Shark and Demona. What else? It's just been like a very big, and then of course like a ton of Green Blue, which I feel like is always annoying. I've played some mirrors of Blue Steel, and it's interesting just to see like what other people are running. More recently, I've played against more Green Purple. I would say in like the last day or so, there's been more Green Purple. So yeah. That's what I've been doing. That's probably what I'll continue to do until we have, set champs are probably until January, because I feel like they always have set champs so that one of the weekends is like a DLC, or like last year was the last chance qualifier. And so nothing really November and December, which means maybe I'll have time to make these foil mats that I have such big plans for, and then just keep grinding, trying to get better. I feel like this time I was close to making day 2. Close, so close. I was like 1 game off from making day 2, so that would be like the first goal that I'm trying to achieve for the next one. So the next DLC is Richmond, and it will be in January, and the tickets go on sale on the 10th, and it's still capped at 2,000. I thought they were going to increase it, but it doesn't look like it. It's going to be sold on Eventbrite, and I will be trying to buy the tickets on all my devices. Hopefully, we get in. I was looking at flights. For some reason, it seems like in the past year, there are no direct flights to anywhere. So I think the easiest way for us to get to Richmond would be to fly into Washington, D.C. airport, and then fly to Richmond from there. And then if you search on Google Flights, like from California to Richmond, it gives you these weird flights with like an 8-hour layover. But if you do multi-city and you do like California to Washington, D.C. and Washington, D.C. to Richmond, you can find something with like maybe a 2-hour or 3-hour layover, which I feel like is much better. So that is the plan. I did find a hotel there that has like a sky bridge, which would be awesome. Although our hotel technically in Milwaukee had a sky bridge, but it was closed except for like random Tuesdays, which is weird. So hopefully the sky bridge is not the same because I don't know if it's going to be cold or not. I'm not very good at geography in America where I haven't lived. So don't know how far south Richmond, Virginia is. But it seems warm to me, maybe. But yeah, so that DLC is the next big one. They still haven't announced anything for like China or Taiwan, which I wish they would announce sooner so that I can plan for it. I also realized, thank goodness I checked, that I need to renew my passport and my Chinese visa. Yeah, because those are expired. But I'm trying to maximize my Clear membership that I got in Vegas because they closed pre-check. So on our trip to PPG Denver, I dropped our daughter off in Vegas with my mom. And so I was trying to take a plane from Vegas to Denver. And I had budgeted time, like plenty of time, for getting to the airport, going through TSA pre-check, and then like hanging around for like an hour and a half. But one, my dad drove me and he drove so slow, like 35 miles in a 45-mile the whole time because he's used to driving his like SUV with a trailer attached to it. So he usually goes really slow. But we did not have a trailer attached. And I even was like, Dad, why are you driving so slow? He's like, oh, I'm just used to having the trailer attached. I was like, well, we don't. So can we drive a little faster? We did not. We didn't hit any traffic. We were the traffic. And then at the airport, they were like, oh, we closed down pre-check. And this was like pre-government shutdown. So they just decided they wouldn't have pre-check open. And I was like, I didn't budget time to go through the normal line. I also haven't been through the normal line in like over a decade. And so I was like, they're like, do you want to get Clear? And I was like, yeah, I'll do a free trial of Clear. And then it ended up only being like $209. And I think our credit card covers it. So I was like, oh, I just might as well keep it. I'll just go through Clear. And then when we were in Milwaukee, Brian and Tyler went through the TSA pre-check line. And then I went through the Clear line. And I ended up being like halfway. Like I ended up being behind Brian in front of Tyler. So I don't know if Clear is that much faster, but I didn't have to take out my ID, which was nice. Or my phone. I just showed my face, which is nice. So yeah, I'm trying to like maximize my year of Clear to see if I want to continue it. But it would be great if they could announce the dates so I can plan ahead and like my family can plan ahead and they can like meet me in China, or I don't know if they're allowed to go to Taiwan actually as Chinese citizens, but like Japan maybe, although I don't speak Japanese, so maybe I'm not allowed to go there. But Hong Kong for sure, because my uncle lives in Shenzhen, which is like basically Hong Kong. Yeah. Oh, also, I think the big CCQs coming up are Las Vegas, which we're not going to because the flights are really expensive because it's also F1 weekend, which is crazy that it's on the same weekend. Also because it's like they don't have anything for Lorcana Friday. It's just Saturday. So it's like, I don't know if it's really like worth it. Also, the last time we went to SCG, it was very stinky. Like day one, it smelled just like wet towels and like a little whiff of BO here and there. And then by day 3, I couldn't breathe. Like literally, I was like, I can't play. I can't breathe. Like it's just BO. It was insane. And I was like, I thought this was like just a funny stereotype of Magic players, but it turns out it's true. And then like they had a handball tournament going on at the same time, and those rooms smelled great. There was like sweaty people playing handball. It smelled fantastic. The room with the convention, like even someone like the booths with their like tablecloth things, like the first day smelled like wet towel already. So I was like, I don't know if I want to repeat that experience. Our other thought was we would maybe go to PPG Orlando, but it's kind of far for us because it's in Orlando. So it's like all the way across the US. And so Brian didn't really have like that much PTO because we used it all for PPG Denver and or Milwaukee and other stuff. So we're not going to PPG Orlando. Although for a brief moment, I was like moving around my shifts, being like, okay, maybe we can go. Then we can spend one day at Epic Universe. And then I can go and meet Hiccup and Toothless. And it would be amazing and ride the new Harry Potter ride. But I feel like that's not going to happen. So maybe next year. Yeah, I just wish they would like announce things just a little bit sooner. I guess I probably plan my schedule like farther in advance than most people. Our schedule comes out quarterly. So it's like 3 months ahead at least. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Whispers in the Well. I feel like the meta is super diverse and there doesn't seem to be one deck right now, at least, that I've seen that is like always wins, you know? It's not like insane or like 2 decks even. It's like anything is possible except for Red Steel. But Red Purple is back. So all those people who played Red Purple, it's your time to shine. So yeah, this week will be probably foiling of Matt. So hopefully next week I will be able to show you some finished products. And then a lot more practicing online and some in person. That's it. Let me know, guys. What are you going to play for Whispers? What are your thoughts? Are you going to stick with the same colors? Are you going to switch colors? Are you just going to try all the colors? I feel like that's the most fun. And if you're watching this after Tuesday, let me know if you got tickets to Richmond. All right. That's it for me. As always, keep shuffling. Hopefully you end up with a handful of non-inkable. And that's it. Oh, I wanted to show off my sweatshirt because it's super cool. Edna Mode. And like these are like little tape measures. Is that the cutest? I got it from Box Lunch. All right, a moment for the sweatshirt and that's it. Okay, all right, bye.